Hello everyone, welcome back. Today let's solve the second top code interview questions from 48 top code interview questions curated by Leetcode. We'll use Python as usual. So we'll use Python to solve this problem. Here's the problem. Let's click on this. Basically, the problem says when is the best time to buy and sell the stocks. Obviously, when you are trying to buy and sell stock, when you are playing with stock, so you always want to have a profit, right? When you want to you predict on what is the best time to buy and then what is the best time to sell. So you always try to buy stocks on a lesser price and then try to sell the stocks on a higher price. What it is. So we have to share the maximum profit what you can get it. So this is a list or array. The output what they're asking us to print the maximum profit which you can get it. Let's say this is the day one you buy, and then let's say if you sell it on on day two with price one, you buy it on with buying price is 7, and then you want to sell it as 1, so it's a loss. So similarly, if you buy it on second day, which is this, if you see buy it on second day price at 1 and sell it on third day which is at 5, so you made a profit. So this is the explanation what they are giving. If you see here, so best time for this list best time to buy is so this best time to buy is on second day 2. Let's say this is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, and so on and so forth. So when is the best time? That's what they're saying. So if you look at this, buy on day 2, which is the price is on day 2, the price is 1, so it's the lowest price, you buy it. That is what they're saying, price, and sell it on day 3. So immediately next day you sell it because you get a profit of 4. Similarly, again you move on. Again next time you buy here. If you see here, they are buying on day 4, which is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Yes, and then you are selling on day 4 or 5. Yeah, day 5, which is 6. You made a profit of 3. So this 6 minus 3, which is 3. Previously 5 minus 1, which is 4. So total profit is 7. This is what they're asking us. So what we'll do is I have a collab here. The example you will see here, all 3 examples are here. Then first example they're asking the output should be 7, in second example 4, and third example 0. So let's I have this. Let's write code one by one, and then let us see. I'll comment these two. First I'll write the example. So the output should be the profit in the first, the output or 7 in the first example should be 7. Let's write it. So what I'll do is I'll iterate through this list or array, and I'll check if I'll compare this adjacent elements. If this is greater than this, or this is the, basically I'll try to always have to have a next element should be greater than the previous element. In this context, if you see, no, it is not. So the next element, this should be the next element. Let's say if I buy on this day 1 and then sell it on day 2, so I am in loss. So I'll not check this. I'll check the basically the previous element should be greater than the current element, or maybe let's say the current element should be less than the previous next element. That is what I'll try to see. If you hear at this location, I'll try to go to what is the next item. I'll try to check if next item is greater than this current item, and then I'll say okay, this is the profit. I'll subtract this minus this, and then I'll keep appending to a list, and then I'll take a sum of it. That's all. Let's see. I'll simply say for I in range is I'll use Python. So length of so basically I have to iterate through all the elements, right? I'll have to iterate through all the elements. I can see the length. Length is a function, so I can just say prices. If I use this length len function, so it will give me the length. So here is it 2, 4, 6. 6 is the length. Yes. So what I'll do is so it starts with 0, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically it will start with, if I simply just say for I in range len of prices. If I simply say like this and then print, so it starts with 0, print I. It starts with 0 and then goes till 5 because it's a 6th line. So what happens here is, like, I'll try to compare the current element with the next element, current element with the next element, current element with the next element. If I'm here, So I should not go out of bound, right, out of index exception. So that's the reason I'll go till here only. So basically I'll go till here. So that's the reason what I'll do is I'll reduce one value. I'll reduce one value. So that's the reason, so in this case I'll simply say if I'll try to check if prices of I 0 at 0th index 7 is stored. All these are the indexes, all these are the indexes of this list. At if array of I which is 0 is less than, current element is less than, array of I is less than, so basically array of I plus 1, then what I'll do is I'll simply say, okay, let's see. Then only I'll take those values. I'll basically try to subtract those values. If this is the true, then what I'll do is let me just simply print those values. What all those values which these are meeting the conditions. Okay, so I plus 1. So in each case, what I'll do is I'll simply, in each loop, so in iteration I'll simply, okay, let's, for the first time what happens, which are all the conditions which are meeting. So prices of I should be current. So we start with 0, starts with 0, 0th index is 7, and then it checks the next element because it's 0 plus 1 1. So these two will be compared. It will not come into this picture because the condition is failing. This becomes false because this is less than the previous element. So basically we need this to be greater. So this will skip. Then next I becomes 1. So it started with 0, I becomes 1, not the value, index, basically index I of I becomes 1. So prices of I 1, 1 is less than 5, true, that is what you see. Prices of I is 1 and the prices of I plus 1 is 5. So this becomes, so what I have to do now, I have to just simply calculate the profit. So how do I calculate the profit? I'll simply say profit equals, so this prices, I have to take this minus, that's all, and let me print this. What is the profit each time? Sorry, apologies. All right, I'll just copy this. That's all. So each time what happens, you are printing the profit. So here let me also segregate this so that it becomes easier for you to understand. So this is the first element. These two are matching. These two conditions are matching. Now if you see, this will not be, 5 and 3 will not be considered because this is less than the previous element, and then so on and so forth. This will be considered. That is what you see here. 3 and 6 will be considered, and 4 and 6 and 4 will not be considered because this is greater than this. Ideally we should have less the element here and the greater element here. I keep taking the profit each time for each, when each iteration of this loop, each iteration of loops, I check it, and then I'll just have to, what I have to do is now, so here I have profit of 4 in the first case, and the second case profit of 3. All I have to do is sum that profit. So each time when I'm getting a profit, what I'll do is I'll simply put it in a profit list. So I'll say profit underscore list, empty list. I'll initialize the empty list. All right. So I'll simply say list has a function called append. In the append, I'll simply add these elements as a list. That's all. So now what I am doing is, if you see here, profit list, I'll copy this. I don't need all of these. I'll remove, right? I'll do one more time. Profit list, if you see, you will see 4 and 6. All I have to do is sum of this will give me 7. That's all. We are almost solved. One example, for the first example it is 7. That is what they are expecting. Now we got the 7 here. If you see here, let's comment the first example, comment it out, uncomment the second example. Let's see what we get. This we don't need. Delete this, we don't need, so delete. Let's execute this. All right, 4 is what they're expecting us. 4, okay, fine. Next element, they're expecting us to print 0. Obviously the 0, there's no element, this is not matching. That is all they need. I'll copy this, I'll go here. They're expecting us to, that's all. This I'll put in a proper indentation format. All right, so if this, now all I have to do is I'll just have to return, because they're asking us to return sum of this profit list. So this is one way. This is, you can say the there is some exception. What is the exception? Line number 6, which is this. Yeah. So if condition, indentation. Python. The problem with Python is this is the only problem with Python. Indentation. We always have to make sure it. All right. Submit. Okay, it got accepted. Yes, it got accepted. This is one of the way of solving. There can be many ways. Let me know. Try it out some other way. This is the easiest way and then simplest way. We are just checking each and every value. In some of the cases, you don't have to. There are different ways. To be honest, there are different ways to solve this problem. But this is the easiest way if you are beginner, especially if you are beginner. And then if interviewer asks you to optimize, there are lots of other ways as well to solve this problem. But I hope you get it, what is the objective of this problem. And then the reason why I chose this collab is because if you see here at the end, they need the solution only. They just need that final sum. They to debug this, what happens in each stage and execution of each and every example, and see what is that we are getting all those test cases. It is difficult to debug. That's the reason I chose this to explain you guys. I mean, if you go for premium subscription, there are advantage. There are lots of benefit along with that, but this is a free one. So, and then you can also try out this Google Colab, where you don't have to install anything. That will automatically, this all the server and all, it will automatically come for you to execute the code. That's all, guys. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.